July 15th, 2025, Master Shane checking in. Here we are, we're making public journals. This is what I have been doing for many years now in my own private library, to be able to focus on myself and to transform myself into who I feel I am called here to be. And that's what I'm helping others with as well too. As society has their own standards, their own ideals and everything, doesn't necessarily mean that is who you are supposed to be. It's for us in our spiritual journey to transcend the environment in which we have found ourselves. So let us find ourselves and transform ourselves, transcending our environment and becoming the new programming. Master Shane, Internal Arts Mind, letting go of worry. So oftentimes we worry so much. We worry about this, we worry about that. But what's the harm that we're doing? That's what we're talking about right here, right now. Help people look inside of themselves and really find the truth inside of their life, inside of them. The truth, not a person, individual's personal truth. We're talking about the one and only truth that is, was, and will be. You can have your own opinions, but that may hinder you from experiencing the truth. And so you can watch these. We're going to be talking, and really it's for you to start listening. It's for Shane to start speaking. Shane has been silent. Shane has been reserved. Shane has been witnessing. And now the roles have changed. Tables turn. So put yourself in other people's shoes. Really live the golden rule. How do we really put ourselves in a place to have more empathy for all that is, instead of our own individual so-called identities that we were taught, that we were told most of our lives? Who really wants to be able to let go and to be able to see for themselves what is the truth? Now, I'm not forcing anybody by any means, so that's why we're kind of playing the numbers game now. We're kind of putting our content out there, and those who want to step forward, step forward. There's only so much that I can do for people. I've done so much throughout the years. I've been on my own healing journey for so long. And so I've experienced so much, and I've gotten to a point where really nobody else can tell me anything. Like I listen to my heart. And if you want to learn on how to listen to your heart, then listen to me. It's that simple. I'm teaching you how to look inside of yourself. There's no confusion, there's no complication here. But we have this, we're trying to explain ourselves to everybody and everything when we don't have to explain ourselves. We're just trying to put each other down. And I refuse to be put down anymore, because I rise inside of myself. It's the point where you see all the games and you just no longer participate in those games. You start to realize what's really important in life. And it's only a matter of time, because life teaches. This is our university. And it's so important. You can, what is it going to take? What is it going to take? Because it's only a matter of time. Because life's going to throw things at you. Life's going to test you. There's things we have to learn here. And when we're young, it's easy. We want to be liked by other people, or so-called other people. And so we put on this front. We tell people what we think they want to hear. And so what is it going to take to get to that understanding inside of yourself, to realize the harm with that in not speaking your truth of what you feel inside of yourself? And even though it may be uncomfortable, even though people may lash out on you, even though it may reveal tension. It's not creating tension, but it's revealing the tension inside. And so when you understand that and how freeing that is, rather than to just pretend and to allow that inner tension to remain inside of yourself, inside of the households, this, that. Like, if we want peace in the world, we need peace in our homes. But it's not looking for another person to make the changes. This isn't about politics. This isn't about like this or that. This is about you becoming the change. This is about you doing it. Not trying to recruit other people in a group. Because there's a very deep teaching with that. I'm going to share many teachings I'm going to be sharing with that. Because the one who doesn't need another in that regard to validate and to justify themselves is truly living the truth. Otherwise, there's room for illusion and deception, of false validation and justification. We're all right. Like, how are you justifying yourself? What are you justifying? What are you really justifying? We all have to change the story that we were taught. We were unconscious as a child. We were innocent as a child, but we were told otherwise. And so we have to forgive ourselves. We have to forgive our teachers. And who wants to address the forgiveness? Because forgiveness is like insurance. It's much more than that, but as an example, it's like insurance. It gives us this room, it gives us this space to be able to live, rather than just like living on our toes and at the edge with each other, and just like all this pressure of like, you have to follow my expectations, otherwise this, otherwise that. Otherwise what? Otherwise what? Why are you being so toxic? Like, what's going on with you? Let's stop like deflecting what's going on, and let's embrace our healing journey. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about what you need. That was interesting. Talking about what you need. I just encountered an officer of peace, and yeah, he's like, "Can I help you?" I'm like, "Can I help you? Can I help you?" And yes, I got some contact information, and we'll see how much of my assistance and services they receive, because I have already experienced some. It's gonna be fun. And I want to get with the fire department too. I have some family that's a firefighter, so yeah, there's some other family as well too, some extended family. And I think that's a cool thing. I have a lot of love and compassion for that, service workers, community service workers, and these things are our blessings, and being nice to these people, being nice to the people who serve in the community and everything, letting go of this tension between each other and understanding that we're just trying to do the best that we can. We all want the same thing, really. So being more at peace, taking care of this tension inside of ourselves that we may not necessarily put our finger on, we may not necessarily even communicate. It's amazing that the things that we hold on inside of. Right, I guess they got some calls with some dogs off leashes. After he talked to me, I just talked to him again, and he found a dog off the leash. So that's good. That's good. Helping each other out. He received. He received. That's good. That's good. That's real good. So we're having fun, we're being friendly. That's one of the things that I've been doing for a while now, and I noticed where it's just like, it's really just being friendly and helping open people up. We kind of been traumatized a lot by all these high-powered sales. So, there is that part of it about making money and this and that, but it's not huffing and puffing and trying to blow other people's house down. I thought I heard possible dog. All right. Interesting. So we're just going to be doing silent meditations and stuff. We're sharing that. The general thing is accepting donations. We got a book out coming out, and the selling stuff, but it's taking it. We all have to like make a living and make money in society that we've created and everything. So there's nothing wrong with that. And this is the services and what I offer. And I've learned to protect myself because I've had to. And there's a lot of people that attack me, and that's kind of like the thing in a way, is like the people who come in my path, in my way, they're like prospects. And they don't even realize how much healing they actually need. So I've had to learn, I have my part of learning on how to communicate as best as peacefully as possible to be able to help people understand, even though this is something like I've had difficulty previously, and now it's not difficult at all, because number one, it's not my job to have to explain myself. In reality, it's just like, this is what I have, yes or no, listen to your heart. But we've become so filled with self-doubt and putting each other down that sometimes it seems like it's difficult to hear our heart because there's so much noise. So we have to start, who wants to start to remove the noise? It's very simple in the sense that I help people look inside of themselves and start to listen to their heart rather than listening to everybody else, rather than listening to this, listening to that. So obviously filtering out, starting to quiet is a big part. Now this is also like just a part of symptoms of the trauma and somebody that just like talks all the time. But like, what are you talking about? Okay, if you're talking about previous experiences, if you're talking just to pass the time, like these are symptoms of unresolved trauma, unresolved stuff that we need to heal inside of us and just be able to move on with life peacefully, to make peace with the things that happen so that we can make room and space for new things in our life, for blessings in our life, especially as we learn our lessons and we become a new person. But we have this perception, we have this idea that we're stuck in life. But we're not stuck, we're just caught in the old programming. So who wants to just experience something? And this is something that I'm doing. As I'm letting go, I'm not necessarily looking for money anymore. I'm looking to be of service, because I noticed this, where it's like, it's so easy for people to do things for me, that helps them feel good, but yet they don't want to receive from me. They don't want to help me feel good and fulfill, but I'm unstoppable. Like, you can't, I'm at a point where it's done. So that's why we're kind of playing the numbers game, because there's tons of people out there who are open, willing, and ready to receive, who really want to change their life, who are willing to be the change necessary. And it feels good, right? But yet, if we blame people, and if we, like I've had two different distinct experiences, yesterday and today. Yesterday, I was allowed more to be a part of the operation and doing good and being more of a leader. And that felt really, really good. And then today, I was kind of more of the so-called problem or issue, and that didn't feel so good. But through my experience, I'm able to transform and to change that very, very quickly. So it's getting on with getting things done, getting things done. What are the top 3 things that you're trying to achieve today? I am looking to incorporate posting at least 1 video a day, right? We're just posting at least 1 video a day. At least 1 video a day. Just because I haven't really been on the online stuff. I have tons of content or whatever, and we're taking it step by step. And we're going to be building step by step. And let's see what happens. This isn't like my top 3 priorities, so I got other things which are more important. Not necessarily, but you know what I'm saying. Because this is important as well. But it's not necessarily my top 3 for today. It's more of like a daily maintenance responsibility of just building that and putting myself out there for those who want to receive. So, you know what? Maybe it is in the top 3. Maybe it is in the top 3. Maybe it is in the top 3. Because we're not going to get necessarily everything done. But if we focus on the important things, then we can get the important things done. But what's really important in life? This is what we really have to discuss. We're taught these things from society that are important, but are they important? Are they actually not just this, that, making money and so-called being successful? What I find success is, in a spiritual term, is to transcend where you found yourself. It's to actually transform. Like, that's why we're here, to completely transform. And it's a university in itself. So, like, being the change. Because as you be the change, then things outside of you can change. But if you're just focused on the old programming, then it's just being recycled. And it seems like you may be stuck, when the reality is that you're not stuck. You're just caught up in the old thinking patterns. And so how do you change? How do you recognize the patterns, and how do you change the patterns? Because if you notice, like, there's certain patterns, and you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, you might still be replaying old patterns. So we're finishing up here. Got a little video. There are some other things, but it's just step by step, It is what it is. It's like nobody can really have as high expectations as me for myself. For the most part. And that's where a lot of people may not necessarily understand me, but it's not their job to understand me. First, you have to know yourself. First, you have to understand yourself. And so stop worrying about other people. Stop trying to figure out what other people are doing. It's so important, because then you become original. And if you notice, there's a lot of copying in the world. Most, like, it's just copy, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. But like, maybe you can find some level of success or some sense of success where you're able to make money and buy things and live in society with certain freedoms and different things. But are you really going to be free inside of yourself then? Because that's where the true freedom is. It doesn't matter what's happening outside of yourself. The true freedom is when you're free inside of yourself. When you're free inside of yourself to think whatever you want to think. When you're free inside of yourself to feel whatever you want to feel. When you're free inside of yourself to create whichever you want to create. And it's not about having this. It's not about acquiring this, acquiring that. So much as it's about you creating from the inside out. For you, being that kid. What's up, buddy? And going back to the drawing board. Going back to the drawing board. Be your original self. Let go of everything else, but it's about looking within. So, posting meditations, Master Shane, Eternal Arts Mind. We have a book coming out. We have courses and everything, and helping people embrace their healing journey through meditation, movement, self-inquiry, to really cultivate and to develop self-knowledge. This is where suffering is from, ignorance, lack of self-knowledge. And so what's important is for you to know yourself. If you're open, willing, and ready to receive, contact Master Shane today. Have a beautiful day.